Ladies and gentlemen, you can hear me now. Oh my goodness. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to do a live stream because I just absolutely jacked it up the first time. It makes so much sense. That's why no one was saying anything or replying, or I mean, maybe you just didn't want to say anything anyway. But we're back to do transfer. Man United talks transfers because I jacked it up the first time. I'm going to delete the video after this, but for now, let's just do what we're here to do. So, if you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. Comment if you have any suggestions, anything you want to get off your chest, okay? Just do it. Just do it. Hashtag Nike, even though I'm not a fan of Nike. Anyway, so over the last day, in terms of Manchester United news, only one deal has gone through that was official, and that is Joel Pereira going to Vitória Setúbal in Portugal. Why am I still talking like that? Yeah, he's gone on loan for the season. I'm happy for him because he needs some play time. He's at the point in his career where he needs to play to get better. I think he's as good as he's going to get from training. Excuse me. But playing is what's important. And hello? He does all right in preseason, but if he goes out and plays 30 games, I mean, I don't know if he's going to start for them, but he goes out and plays 15 to 30 games starting, that is, obviously, as a goalkeeper. Yeah, man, it looks like it'll be good. And back in Portugal, he feels comfortable there. It looks like he's been there before for loan. The last time it was just a 6 month, and this time it's for the season. So hopefully when he comes back next year, you know, Lee Grant will be, or Romero, somebody's going to be going, and hopefully he's the proper backup goalkeeper for Manchester United. And that pretty much sums it up in terms of complete deals for the Reds so far this summer. Moving on. We got an update on Yerry Mina. It's in the title, so let me talk about it. So, got my notes here. Mundo Deportivo have come out and said, the paper, the whatever you want to say, Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Mina. He is now waiting on the clubs to agree a fee or a deal. That's going to be interesting. Yerry Mina, my personal opinion, since it's just so annoying. I said all this before, but obviously my mic was off. Hello? Yerry Mina to me is more or less just Chris Smalling, who can head the ball a bit better. He can pass the ball better for sure. He doesn't have to shape up like he's David Beckham about to take a free kick in order for him to pass the ball. But yeah, I just think we got to get rid of Smalling. We got to get rid of Jones before we can do this. Now, I have heard rumblings that United have tried to offload Smalling, and he has been offered to clubs. Same with Luke Shaw and a few other players that we're trying to get rid of. But for one, players don't want to leave, and two, their wages are too high for clubs to take them. And I'll get onto a player who that's the exact problem, or one of the biggest factors in why he's not leaving the club. And I'm not mad because the player I like, but we'll get onto that later. Excuse me. No, let's move on to another linked in Boateng. Jerome Boateng of Bayern Munich, 30 years old, been injury prone for the last couple seasons. If he could stay fit, I'd love to have him at Manchester United, but that's not the case. Especially seeing he's a former City player. They didn't rate him. He's gone and smashed up Germany and won a World Cup. I would take him at United for sure if he stays fit, that is. Jerome Boateng, the rumor is that, reported by the Daily Star, Manchester United have been offered Boateng, but the fee is 50 million. Now, I don't know what the real or truth behind that is. I mean, if we're offered Boateng, excuse me, for 50 million, I would think we would take it. But like I said before about Mina, we got to get rid of some other defenders first because we got Jones, Smalling, Rojo, Lindelof, Tuanzebe, and it looks like Mourinho's seen Fosu-Mensah as a center half maybe. Or maybe that's just because of the lack of players we have at the club right now available. So I would think that's it, to be honest, because he didn't play right back. I mean, he didn't play center half, and Smalling was in the team. So that pretty much sums it up for me. I think we need to get rid of some players. We need to offload some players because unless Mourinho's planning on playing 5 at the back with all center halves, there's no need for us to have this many center halves. Because if we get Boateng while still having Smalling and Jones, we're just going to stunt the growth of Tuanzebe and Fosu-Mensah if we're going to play this back 3. Yeah, but such is life. And that's basically in terms of the real links to Manchester United, those are the real links, and no one else has really been linked to us. There's obviously the Milinkovic-Savic thing that's going on, but there's no realness to that simply because Pogba's still here, and unless we sell Pogba for 160 million or around thereabouts, we can't afford Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, so whatever. And then let's move on to the linked outs. Matteo Darmian, he's been there the whole summer. He and Martial were a couple players that are expected to leave. That's simply not the case, though. In terms of, they either don't want to leave or things have changed since which. Matteo Darmian been linked to Juventus and Milan over the summer and recently Napoli. But his agent has just come out and said that he is not leaving Manchester United. So, hey, especially now that Valencia's got a knock. Look like a pretty big knock. And Deleu's recovering from a surgery. I don't think Darmian's going anywhere before January. I think if anything's going to happen, he'll go in January. But as of right now, don't think we can afford to let him go anyway. Especially now with Smalling having the little knock that he had. So Fosu-Mensah isn't back up at the right back position. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for Darmian. As for Martial, who's next on the list there, and Bayern Munich are interested in him. Funnily enough, he's linked with a move or trade/transfer for Boateng plus money. That's what Bayern are apparently offering Manchester United, which, hey, I mean, it's a deal, but I don't think that's good enough. I don't want him to leave, but for the sake of his career and for him, the betterment of him as a player, I think he has to go. Unless Mourinho shows us something that we just didn't see coming, because with Sanchez, it just seems like he's shut Martial down for sure. But we just don't know. Moving on. We got other notable transfers, and there are a few other ones besides the ones I got down for you today. But let's get through what's there so far. Bonucci. Man like Bonucci. He was actually on the list for LinkedIn's last week, or whenever I did my last transfer talk. But he's going back to Juventus with seeing how Higuain go the other way in what is an 18 million euro loan. That is what that is. That's unbelievable. But Kylian Mbappe, his loan was like 60 odd million or something like that. So football, right? Yeah. Higuain, and there was another player. Sorry, I just blanked for a second. Higuain and the center half, young center half. I think his name's Caldera, or is it Valdera? It's a C or a V, I can't remember. He's touted to be a good center half in the future, so we'll see what happens with that. But I believe he was 30 odd million as well. So, Bonucci going the other way. That was an interesting loan for Bonucci. Obviously, it wasn't a loan, it was a transfer, but I'm intrigued. You got Bonucci there, you got Ronaldo there, who now we see is actually going to play number 9 because Higuain's no longer there. So Dybala's going to be behind Ronaldo. So this is the closest we're going to get to see what it would look like if Ronaldo played with Messi. It's the closest we're going to get to it. That's going to be intriguing. Anyway, that does it for that transfer. As of yesterday, Crystal Palace unveiled the Mayor of London. Maximilian Meyer has left Schalke on a free and joined Crystal Palace, who are a team I'm going to say they're going to be pushing around the top 10, but you'll find out in my prediction of the Premier League, not just for Manchester United, but I'm doing a whole, top scorer and all that type of jazz coming up next week. So that's going to be interesting. Max Meyer, we're in the number 7. He with Zaha. Kouyaté signed from West Ham. They got a decent team, man. They got a decent team. I think they definitely is going to be pushing around 13th to 10th place. And that's pretty good considering what's in the Premier League now. And last but not least, we got Arturo Vidal has agreed terms with Barcelona. A £27 million fee has been agreed with Barcelona. And that's a great move. Great move. Excuse me. Jeez, in my opinion. They lost Paulinho, they lost Iniesta. And up front they got Messi, Suarez, Dembele, Coutinho, Malcolm they just signed from Lyon. Not Lyon, sorry. What's his team? It's absolutely slipped my mind. Apologies. But yeah, they signed him from the French league. And they got a lot of firepower up front. So bringing in Vidal, it's just going to strengthen the core that they have, the center of midfield. And that's all they need, really, because Messi's going to control the final third. So they just need someone to marshal the midfield, be strong, and do what he has to do in the center of the park. And Vidal is more than capable at the age of 30, I think he is now. So, hey, man, it's just a matter of time before he's announced. So that's going to be good. And that just about does it for everything that's on the page. Now, let's move on to some extra things that were not mentioned. As of about 4 hours ago, Sky reported that Joe Hart is looking like he's on his way to Burnley for around 4.5 million. I believe he's in the last year of his contract at City, so that goes into effect with his price. And Pep just doesn't want him. He doesn't like Pep. Makes sense. Go out there and enjoy yourself at Burnley. Now they got 3 of England's top 10 goalkeepers in Pope. I was going to say something stupid. They got Pope, Joe Hart, and Tom Heaton, who are all quality goalkeepers in their own right. And I think Pope's dislocated his shoulder, so bringing in Joe Hart is a smart move. He can start for you in the beginning of the season. He could be the backup to Tom Heaton, so don't know what the deal with that is, but hey, that's a good signing for Burnley. And next up, a little more United-related news. Marcos Rojo is linked to a few clubs. This came out yesterday. Manchester United defender Marcos Rojo, according to Sunsport, is linked to Paris Saint-Germain, Marseille, and Zenit St. Petersburg. The rumored fee that I heard for St. Petersburg, not for PSG or Marseille. I didn't hear any fees about them, but for Zenit, I heard the rumored fee was 33 million, which, if that is the truth and that gets done, that is a great signing and a great, not so much a great signing, but great work in the part of the club for getting 33 million for Marcos Rojo. I think he's 28 now, 29. That would be brilliant stuff by the boys. And it would make room for the likes of Boateng, or if we get Mina, whoever. Although, if we were to lose a center half, I definitely wouldn't want it to be Rojo. So, hey. Yeah, Marcos Rojo. And what I was saying earlier, what was I saying? About the wages and stuff. Yeah. Marcos Rojo is currently on 80. His salary is currently 80,000 pounds a week. That's a wage, sorry. His wage, sorry, is 80,000 pounds. And he wants more. He wants more if he's going to leave, and that's fair. If he gets a new contract in general, he deserves to make more than 80,000. I'm sorry. Chris Smalling is making he's making over 100 grand a week. Why? He's not better than Rojo. He had one brilliant season under Louis van Gaal, and that guy hasn't showed up since. So Marcos Rojo, you deserve a great contract, and I hope you get it. And I want you to stay here for another couple years. You earned yourself another couple years after what you did in the World Cup with your weak foot, mate. That was brilliant. But hey, if he goes to Zenit for 33 million, that's good business on the part of United. And last but not least, I already said that about Vidal, but last little bit of news on Toby Alderweireld is, this is exactly what it says. I'm going to read it out to you. Toby Alderweireld is ready to run down his Tottenham contract if he is priced out of a move to Manchester United this summer. Now, it's no secret that Alderweireld wants to come to United, but for one, Tottenham are stingy. They do not want players. If it's up to them, they don't want their players to go to another team in the same league. I think we paid something like 20 odd million for Berbatov about a decade ago. In a time where that was just stupid and unnecessary. Berbatov was not worth 20 odd million. I think it was like 20, 24, 26 million. But hey, what was I saying? Yeah, Tottenham are very good at being stingy with their players, and they want 75 million or thereabouts for Toby Alderweireld. They're not getting that. That's a joke. Especially with him going into last year's contract, the max we should be paying for him is 40 odd million. I would max out at that, and I think that's a bit of a stretch. But I have no doubt he'll be at Manchester United next season, which is a strong lack of doubt for me. But in terms of availability and what's going to work, I think he's the best choice. And we just got to find a way to let Smalling and Jones go, or just one or the other, just to make some space. So, yeah, that about wraps it up for me. New report that I just seen is that I said I was done, but Zaha has told his teammates he's ready to leave Crystal Palace, according to the Mirror, and he could hand in a transfer request. And just before I restarted the stream, everything happens for a reason. Roy Hodgson has dismissed reports that Zaha wants to leave, so that's something. But yeah, that about does it for me. I got my season predictions coming up next week for you guys. I got another transfer review before the season starts. I think I'll get one out for sure. And I think that about does it. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like and subscribe. Comment if you like. Share it. Hey, thank you for being here. We aimed for 100 subscribers last season. We didn't make it, but that's going to be the goal this season. That is going to be the goal. 100 subscribers by end of season. Thank you guys for all that you're doing for me. This is a great hobby. I enjoy it, and I'm ready to be seriously back in the swing of things. And Saturday, we got Bayern Munich before the start of the season on the 10th. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I think I might do a watch along to that game, but I'm not 100% sure. So, if you did enjoy, thank you for everything. Why do I keep saying that? Like, gosh. Anyway, I am out of here. Thank you guys.